In this video segment, you're going to learn how to prepare for teaching a class. As an instructor, the first thing you need to know is which class you're going to teach, obviously. We're going to be referring to the Instructor Manual. This is starting on page 2 in the Instructor Manual. The Instructor Manual shows that if you're going to teach a Pro CPR Healthcare Provider Level Adult, Child, and Infant CPR AED class, then you're going to need to plan about 6 hours for that classroom. If you're going to teach a Pro First Aid Advanced training, you need to plan about an 8-hour time period for the classroom. Pro First Aid is going to require approximately 6 hours, and Pro First Aid Basic would require approximately 4 hours for training. In preparing to teach a class, you also need to make sure you have all the proper equipment. The equipment list is supplied on page 8 of your Instructor Manual. You will notice that for Pro CPR and Pro First Aid Advanced classes, the equipment is listed out here complete. Pro First Aid and Pro First Aid Basic class. In addition to the equipment that you need to have prepared, you need to have the written test prepared to administer at the end of the course. Written tests can be found in Appendix D in the Instructor Manual, starting on page 149. You'll notice that the written test for Pro CPR is going to include an answer key, and not only does it include the answer key, but it includes the location where the information is found in the training, such as in the video, where it is found in the student manual, and where it is found in the Instructor Manual as well. The answer key, obviously, you don't give to the students. That is for the instructor's use. Copy the test answer sheets for your students. Notice there are 2 answer sheets per page, so you can cut it in half, therefore saving paper that way. You would want the students to have the answer sheets, and you would want to make sure to have several copies of the test ready for the students to use. And notice it says, please do not write on the test, write the letter of your choice in the answer sheet. So this way, again, saving paper for you, allowing you to reuse the actual copies of the test, but just having the answer sheets for the students' answers. Another very important thing to have ready when you're preparing to teach a class is the Instructor Manual. You want to use the Instructor Manual so that you stay on task and can keep your class flowing like it needs to. Let's look at how the Instructor Manual is set up. First of all, you will see on page 8 the Instructor Activities Introduction. Instructor Activities Introduction basically gives you the key of how to use the Instructor Manual. If you were to follow the Instructor Manual from beginning to end for the certification course that you're going to teach, you would cover every topic, and all the knowledge that the students need to have and all the skills the students need to complete would be done. The way the Instructor Manual is set up is that anytime you see a picture of a video camera, this means that you're going to show a video. You can use the DVD, or you can also show the videos online, especially if you're using a class or using a classroom that has a projector and a computer that's set up for a high-speed connection. That can work just fine. Anytime you see a picture of a person ready to teach, that means it's something for you to highlight. That's going to be something to say, some text or something like that. It's going to just highlight the points that were in the video. Anytime you see a person that is doing CPR, performing CPR, that means that you're going to do skills practice. You have red. Anytime you see red, that means you're going to stop and show a video. Anytime you see yellow, that means you're going to slow down and just review that information as the instructor. It's not necessarily something you're going to say to the students, but it is something you need to know as the instructor, such as how to conduct the skill evaluation, or just some extra information that you might want to know and you may want to share it with the students, but that's what the yellow is. Anything that's in green, this is what you are going to say to the students. Again, if you were to just read every time you saw green, read it to the students, your students would get all the information they need to have. Moving forward, let's start with the first class that we want to discuss, the Pro CPR course. In order to teach the full Pro CPR course, you're going to start right here on the page 12. This is the full instructor activities. This is everything you're going to do to conduct the class. So if you have your Instructor Manual open, you're going to start at the beginning and just follow the order and keep your flow of your class nice and organized, and it will help you to make sure you cover all the material that you need to cover for that class. You'll notice that we have yellow. Remember, yellow is something you want to stop and look at as an instructor. So it says the videos for the Pro CPR course are available online or on the Pro CPR Instructor DVD. The other part says use the Pro CPR skill sheets for skills sessions from Appendix A, and it has the pages there listed to where the skill sheets are. That's very important. You want to make sure you have your skill sheets copied and ready to go. We suggest having skill sheets copied so that your students can actually look at them as well, so it's a good idea to have several copies of the skill sheet packet. So at the beginning of the course, notice that it starts with a person that's teaching, so that means these are some things you're going to say. So obviously you're going to say the introduction to the course, you're telling the students what the course is and what to expect, giving them a chance to answer, giving them a chance to ask any questions. Especially if you're teaching in a building that has several classrooms and several different things going on, it's always a good idea to introduce your course, say what you're going to do, and then say, are there any questions? It's important to make sure to get that introduction in so that you get people into the correct class. So you'll notice that now right after that you'll see the video camera, which means you're going to show a video, and here highlighted in red, which means stop and show the video. You're going to show the video 5 fears. And then we have a teaching person, so that means there's some key points to say in the green. Teaching person again for the next topic. So here's a topic that does not have a video with it. It's just going to be teaching points only. And you notice over here highlighted in yellow, you'll see just an added note that talks about the chain of survival, and it's a good thing to just share with your students about that, something you need to know as the instructor to be familiar with. So let's kind of fast forward here just a little bit. And now you'll see as we move along, now we're going to have a video camera again for the next topic, which means it's time to show video cardiovascular disease and heart attacks. Again, a teaching person, so that means you're going to teach some things there, say those items. I'm going to fast forward a little bit farther here. We're going to go past all this, and now you're going to get into the section on, let's see, it starts with adult rescue breathing, some things to say, and oh, here we go. Now we have a skill, a person doing the actual skill. So this means that you're going to now arrange the students in the area that you're going to do your skill sessions. So we're going to move into how to actually conduct the skill session in another video. But this is how the instructor manual is laid out. So you'll notice how each step of the instructor manual shows you what to do, tells you what to do, gives you the information to share. So by the end of the class, and I'm going to fast forward right here to the end of the instructor manual here, it's going to go by kind of fast here. So you're going to see that as you go through, now we're at the end of the Pro-CPR course. You'll see where it says use the Pro-CPR final test and answer sheets on the pages, or administer the written test. You're going to make sure to correct the test, whether you have the students correct their own while you give the answers, or whether you have them hand them to you and you correct them yourself. However you want to do that, it's fine. The key is just make sure that all students have correctly passed the test with at least 80% correct. Another thing I need to mention when correcting the test is that if a student does fail the test, we want to make sure to remediate that student. So you want the student to be able to see the question that they missed and actually see the answer that it should be, so that they can figure out why that answer is the correct answer and why their answer was the wrong answer. There are several ways to do remediation. One way is to after the class is finished, you allow students that need to retest a time to come forward and to remediate all the students together as a group and go over some of the correct answers, reissue a different test, and then you can go ahead and collect those, correct them, and make sure that they hopefully have passed at that point. Another way to remediate is to do one-on-one, so maybe you're correcting tests as students come up to you. In that situation, you can hand them the test back with their answer sheet. They can go on their own, look at which answers they missed, and you can answer any questions they may have upon the answers that they did miss, and find out what they did get wrong and why they got it wrong. So a couple different ways to remediate. However you do it, the idea is we want the student to have understanding by the end.